Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Wayne Liu. I'm joined by co-host Alex Wong. We are going to talk about the Toronto Raptors for real this time, and you know that because we have real basketball experts on. Joe Wolfond, writer at large. Hire this man because he is the best writer in the game. I've been saying this for like 10 years. Joe Wolfond, what's going on, doggy?
Not much. Pleasure to be here, as always. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, hire me.
Yeah, no,
I'm ready to go.
Damn it, we'll be a little bit less desperate. No, Wolfond brings a certain seriousness to this podcast, which I think we need sometimes.
Well, I mean, last night we did do a 2-hour post-game show over Brooklyn Nets, but unfortunately, most of the show was focused on whether or not we would choose different English names if we're given a chance. So before we start, Wolfond, would you like to change, like, Joe? Like, if you had to pick your own name, I'm assuming your parents picked this one, like, would you change it?
Joe, you look like an Isaac to me.
Wow.
Like, yeah. I think if I were to rename you, I would call you Isaac. Yeah.
That's a little Semitic coded, but like.
Oh no! Listen,
but
man.
I
don't even know what that word means, so it's coming from a good place. But I'm doing this thing where like Malcolm Gladwell, like you react right away. Like I look at people's faces now, and I'm like, yo, what would I name him? You look like an Isaac to me. Yeah.
Is that a Malcolm Gladwell thing?
Yeah. You're supposed to like just go with your like instincts, like right away, like first thought that comes to mind.
Hey, nobody made a better career off bullshitting people than Malcolm Gladwell, man. Like,
what about the Freakonomics guys, man?
They're second. They convinced me to get an economics degree when I was 20 years old. So.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
Anyway, real hoop talk.
Yeah.
Alex, you're hosting this thing. What's going on? What are we doing today, man?
No, we couldn't rope Wolfond into more name talk. Yeah, no, Wolfond wrote a great article over at Raptors Republic. Everyone should go check it out. We'll drop the link in the chat as well. Really looking at the Raptors team building, and where they stack up against comparing to kind of different great teams in recent years and things like that. So a lot of interesting things to talk about. Well, first of all, Wolfond, did you think that the Raptors would be 12-5 at this point in the season?
No, I'd probably not. I think. I mean, if I could have gone through the schedule at the start of the year and been like, for this Cleveland game, it's like all 4 of their best guys are going to be out, and like for another one, they're not going to have Garland, and then one of these Hawks games, Trae Young's not going to play, and the Sixers game, there's going to be no Embiid or there's been some schedule fortune, I would say, both in terms of. Just the teams that they've played generally, especially lately, have not been of the highest caliber, and some of the teams they've gotten have been, somewhat less than 100%. So I think there's a universe in which you could have gone through and like explained all the circumstances, and I could have talked myself into 12-5. But I honestly think it's less about the record itself and more about like watching the team and seeing how well all of it is working, and it is almost as much an aesthetic success, if that makes sense, as it is like a, raw kind of wins and losses success. Like, and I don't want to boil it down actually to pure aesthetics. Like, I think it has looked good, but it has also been functionally very successful and very intuitive in a lot of the things that they're doing. So I think as much as like the 12-5 has been a pleasant surprise, and the offensive numbers and like the net rating that has them in the top 5 of the league, all that's been amazingly heartening. But I think more than anything, it's just been watching them and seeing all of the things that they're doing, especially at the offensive end, that feel kind of sustainable. Mm-hmm. Some things maybe less so than others, but I just think the way that Darko and the coaching staff have managed to make the pieces fit together, and the buy-in that we've seen from all the players on the roster in order to facilitate that gives me a lot of faith that this team can carry a lot of this forward. Now, are they going to be a team that's winning at 12-5? I don't know what winning percentage that is, but like, are they going to be able to carry that forward?
That'd be like a 55 win pace, basically.
Yeah, I think even better than that. That'd be like a 57 or 58 win pace, maybe. So yeah, Like that's probably not going to happen. The schedule is going to get more difficult. We're already seeing they've been very healthy up to this point in a way that most other teams around the league have not. That's already potentially going to change with this RJ injury. I think we're still waiting to hear what the severity of that is. But I think their process has been, for the most part, very sound. And that's the thing I think we were all kind of waiting to see this year. Like, the last 2 years were write-offs. Like, what they did on the court almost didn't matter. Like, I think they were trying to build certain habits and build an identity, but with so many of the guys injured and with the mandate essentially being to lose games, it was really hard to have any takeaways of, how this was going to work, how these pieces were going to fit together, what actually is Darko as an NBA head coach. All these unanswered questions that I think we're getting, honestly, really great answers to right now. So, in that perspective, like, I think, no, I didn't expect them to be 12-5, and even more than that, I just didn't expect them to look this good doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by the way, it's 57.8 wins. Yeah, that's what they're on pace for right now.
There you go.
I mean, that's pretty incredible. So I think let's start with the offense, because I think the numbers are pretty staggering. No matter how optimistic you were about the Raptors coming into the season, the Raptors at this current point are number 1 in the league in half-court scoring in terms of points per possession. And when you look at the individual players on the roster, so league average true shooting this season is 58%. The Raptors players who are shooting above or at league average for the season from top to bottom: Jamison Battle at 90%, Jakob Poeltl at 72%, Garrett Temple at 69%. I love that. Sandro Mamukelashvili at 68%. Jacoby Walter, with this recent hot stretch, including last night making 6 of 7, 65%. 61 for Colin Murray-Boyles, 60 for RJ Barrett, 60 for IQ, 59 for Jamal Shed, 59 for Grady Dick, 59 for Scotty Barnes, and then 58 right on the dot for Brandon Ingram. There's literally only 2 players who have stepped on the floor that are below league average in true shooting percentage. They're Jonathan Mobo and Ochai Agbaji, and they have largely played irrelevant minutes. All due respect to Ochai making 2 nice little drives out of the corner yesterday. But Wolfond, like, how? That's the question. We haven't had an efficient half-court offense since the championship year, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just so much about decision-making, motion, really timely cutting, really good floor balance, and just a really good understanding of what their strengths and weaknesses are. And I think, to me, it's like you can spotlight a couple of those plays down the stretch of the game last night where they run a cross screen to get Brandon Ingram a mismatch in the post, and they expect that the double team is going to come. And as soon as the double team comes, everybody else on the floor is like moving in unison to open something up. And I think, we've seen that before where what opens up is like RJ cutting down the middle. Last night, what it opens up is like the skip to quickly for a 3-pointer. But it's like they understand anytime they have that kind of advantage where they're forcing a defense to zone up, whether it's like one guy trying to split the difference between 2 on the weak side or 2 trying to defend 3, they're moving in such a way that like those defenders have to make a choice, and somebody is going to come open as a result, right? They're not just standing still. They're moving with real purpose. And it was like, one of those post-ups, I think it was Mamu who was in the corner, and I think it was Scotty who was in the slot. And both of them cut at the same time. And I don't actually know if that was intended, because Mamu kind of cut his cut short, essentially. Mm-hmm. But basically what wound up happening is because it was a 3-on-2 on the weak side, both defenders sort of naturally went with the guys who were cutting, and that was what allowed IQ to kind of shift over into Ingram's line of sight and get open for that 3. Like, that's just one example, but I mean, you could pick out pretty much any offensive possession and you'll find stuff like this very synchronized movement pattern that is serving to create space and create good shots in a half-court offense that you wouldn't necessarily expect to be able to do that just based on like the threat level and the shooting level of the players on the floor. And so I think that stuff you can watch and you can see that it's obviously very well practiced, well drilled, and that everybody's just on the same page. And I think that kind of thing can go a really long way, especially when you I don't want to sell short like the skill level of the players who are executing this stuff, because Scotty is obviously very skilled and Ingram is obviously very skilled, and like IQ and RJ, maybe their skill sets are like a little more specialized than those two guys, but they are leaning into their strengths in a way that's really benefiting the offense as a whole. And same goes for all the complementary players and how they're fitting in around the stars. Like, I think it's just real selfless team basketball, as corny as that is to say. That to me is what's driving a ton of this success. And like, there is also just individual brilliance, right? Like,
yes.
The shot making from Ingram in particular, quickly, lately. Really nice to see Jacoby coming around. You mentioned like 65% true shooting. I feel like
that was just the last 2 games. It feels like
that was in the 40s like 2 games ago. Yeah, so
yep.
It's been great to see him coming around. And I've liked how great he's operated within the offense too, even though it hasn't led to a lot of individual success for him. Mamu's been a godsend. Like, I mean, you could kind of just like, there are a ton of different things that you could spotlight for why it's working, but I think, if you're going to take the kind of big picture view, it's really just like everybody being on the same page and working to help each other out in everything that they do.
Yeah, I think the funny thing is, if you think back to before Darko took over, how ugly the offense was. Like, that might have been the most static offense in the league. Every play was Fred dribble or Pascal dribble, or maybe Gary gets a turn, maybe Scotty gets a turn. OG is just sitting there being like, "Hey, Jeff Fisher," or "Hey, I want to like leave." Basically, Jake Fisher, I want to leave. I want to get a bigger role. I want to go to New York. Like, it was just a lot of like Precious, Chris Boucher. Like, it was just nasty kind of to watch. I mean, yes, they grinded out possessions, and that season and the season before, the Raptors kind of like gamed the system by getting a lot of offensive rebounds and winning the possession battle. But you can win the possession battle all you want. The actual basketball itself was kind of nasty to watch, both offensively and defensively. Individual talent-wise, because we've given a lot of credit to Darko on this, and I think he absolutely deserves it. Just the additions of Brandon Ingram and Sandro Mamukelashvili, what these guys have done, just for both the starting lineup and the bench lineup, respectively.
I mean, I think with Ingram's, like, really what you're seeing is what a player who has just the ability to go and create a shot out of nothing at any time can do for an offense. Like, they just haven't had that. And so there have been a lot of times where the sort of beautiful machine breaks down a bit and defenses are taking stuff away, and you just need a guy who at the end of a shot clock can go and get you a bucket. And to have Ingram as that guy who can be like the bailout option as opposed to the guys that they've had to ask to do that in the past, I think has been hugely beneficial. I'm going to look it up right now because I don't know I haven't looked it up in a few days, but like his mid-range shooting has just been absolutely absurd this season. 58% from floater range, 46% from long mid-range, 52% on non-rim twos overall. Like that's preposterous, and that's and a lot of that is coming out of those sort of post-ups, which is part of the reason that you're seeing so much help shaded his way in those scenarios, even though if I was a defense, I would not be sending that much help his way, because I think the Raptors are really, really good at capitalizing on that. And sometimes it kind of throws them a lifeline, whereas like I would, as good as Ingram's been, I would challenge him to prove that he can keep scoring in those situations rather than throwing the hard double teams. Because the Raptors are kind of tearing that apart.
Well, to your point, last night, if you really look at and you break down the film from the fourth quarter, the entire Raptors crunch time offense was, okay, we know the Nets are switching a lot, so we're going to try to get Jamal to go screen for Ingram to put the smallest defender onto Ingram. Then we're going to put Ingram in the post. That's going to draw a double team because the Nets were really aggressive in that sense as well. And then they're going to play out of that double. And most of their offense, and why IQ got his 2 threes, was exactly that. And this is, by the way, on the context here is, like, Ingram didn't even shoot well last night. He was 6 of 18. And they were still like, no, we got to double team him like he's prime LeBron. It's Yeah, I mean, this is just an element we just haven't had. With all due respect, like even if RJ was hot, IQ was hot, Scotty was hot, nobody was really drawing this type of attention, and it does free up everything else. Like a lot of good ball movement comes from attacking a double team.
For sure. And it just sort of slots everybody else into more natural roles for them, I think. It's like RJ on the ball a little bit less, Scotty on the ball in the half court a little bit less, quickly able to operate off the ball. Like, I think it's just everybody's in a little bit more of a natural and comfortable role. And yeah, I think that's, I mean, I don't know. You can't really say enough about how bringing him in has changed the shape of their offense. So that's worked out swimmingly so far. Mamu, like I said, a godsend. I mean,
Yeah.
just like all the stuff we're talking about when it comes to whether it's off-ball movement, whether it's quick decision-making, like the ability to just like make plays on the move for himself and for other guys, act as a connector or as a play finisher. The shooting's been great. The drives have been incredible. But really, I think it's just like melding all that together with this really quick decision-making, and that being an element of this Raptors offense that's been so important, like just keeping the chains moving, right? Like the ball doesn't stick. And I think, yeah, that's it's been pretty incredible to have him coming in with the second unit, obviously stepping into the starting role last night, and having another big game. So,
Yeah. Mr. Wolf, you also wrote about, the Raptors and their like transition offense and stuff. How are the Raptors so good at generating so many transition attempts so far this season?
I mean, to put it simplistically, like it starts with just the willingness to do it, right? Like they're just running like all hell, especially off of defensive rebounds. So when I wrote the article, they were at 42% of their defensive rebounds were turning into transition plays. And the league average was 30%. Like the next highest team was at like 37%. So they're just lapping the league in transition frequency. I mean, they're lapping the league in transition frequency overall, but especially off of those defensive rebounds. So that takes a lot of mental and physical stamina to just like keep doing that over and over and over again. And I think, I'd give credit to probably Scotty Barnes above all else, because he is elite. He's leading a lot of those transition possessions, and a lot of them are starting with defensive rebounds that he is grabbing. He's grabbing the defensive rebound, and he's immediately turning up floor and starting a break and making terrific reads, passes, or scoring opportunities, whatever it happens to be. I think he's been the primary driver of that.
Yeah. I think it's particularly impressive because, so there's obviously a lot of ways to generate transition. Probably the best way is to get a live ball turnover and then you're breaking the other way. And the Raptors do a decent amount of that as well. But it's the amount of times like on like sort of dead possessions, it feels like possessions that really even shouldn't be transition. Like there's a heavily contested rebound. The Raptors win a defensive rebound. Everyone's ahead of them, but then they always make that first outlet pass, and they're so good at that. And I think the one underrated thing about the starting lineup is obviously you have RJ, who's like just generally a really good transition finisher, but you have a lot of ball handlers in that lineup. Like obviously Scotty can make that first pass, but you're more willing to make that first pass when you have, guys who can handle. Like if you compare this Raptors team to like even, 3 years ago when the starting lineup had like OG and Gary Trent in it, you can't really like throw the ball to them as much just because they're not really able to get from place to place efficiently, basically. You have RJ who can handle, you have IQ who can handle, Scotty, Brandon, and then even Jakub. I mean, Jakub's actually, the healthier his back has been, the more he's popped up in transition as that trailer. Like, I don't know. Like, it's crazy. We're living in this world where the Raptors have an efficient and really efficient half-court offense, and we're also really good at not playing half-court because we're also great in transition. The only thing is we're not that efficient in transition, but,
right.
Like, who cares? Like, the average transition possession is already way more efficient than half-court possessions.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's like their first in transition frequency, 24th in transition scoring efficiency. But, Cleaning the Glass has the stat called points plus in transition, which is just like it's taking volume and efficiency together to say how many points per 100 are you adding to your total, as opposed to if you were just playing no transition at all. And so the Raptors, despite being, I think, the number 2 ranked half court offense in the league, and the number 24 transition offense in the league by efficiency, are still adding an estimated 3.2 points per 100 to their total just because they're running so much. And those on balance are still hyper efficient possessions. So another guy we haven't mentioned in this is Quickly, just because like and I think this has like become more prominent lately. Like he's finding those opportunities to put up threes in transition, which is like just another way to sort of like add to that frequency and do it in, an efficient way, because it's kind of like the theory that a lot of times the first best look you get on a possession, like you're not going to get a better one than that. And so Emmanuel Quickly, even if there's 21 on the shot clock, if he's catching the ball with a bit of space because the defense is backpedaling and you have a look, like take that three, I think that's something he's done a whole lot more lately than he was early in the season. And that's like a good way for him to up his 3-point volume, which is something the Raptors need. And it's a good way to add a different kind of threat level to those transition possessions, where it's not just guys careening toward the rim, but you have a trailer who can stop and pop and hit that three as well.
Yeah, the Raptors haven't lost since Emmanuel Quickly called hello and welcome.
That's actually a real stat.
Yeah, that's
Joe.
actually a
I don't
real
know if
stat.
you know that.
Yeah, so things are, people should call into HW more. On defense, the Raptors, like, they look terrible at the start of the season, and when they started like 1-4, and now the numbers look really great. But I know you dove into it a little bit more. Like, how sustainable is what they're doing on defense right now?
I think if they keep moving in the direction that they have been moving, which is sort of scaling back some of the hyper aggressiveness that we saw early in the season, then I think it can be fairly sustainable. If they sort of like continue to lean all the way into that like super heavy press style defense, then I think we're gonna see some of the cracks. And like I did spotlight in the piece, and I am still kind of keeping my eye on their defensive shot profile and just their defensive profile in general, where they give up a ton of shots at the rim, they give up a lot of corner threes, they foul a ton, they don't get a lot of defensive rebounds, and a lot of that is the product of the kind of high pressure style that they like to play. And so they force a lot of turnovers, which is great, but they also give up a lot of high quality looks, and they send opponents to the free throw line a ton. And I think they've been bailed out to some extent by the fact that opponents are shooting just 32% from three against them, which is the third lowest mark for any team in the league. And I do think, I'm not going to say 100% of that is luck, because I think that like playing a hyper aggressive style, having these sort of like flying closeouts and just forcing teams to work maybe a little deeper into the clock, or forcing them to take threes under duress, can actually serve to like tamp that down. But I think a lot of it is luck. And I think that number is going to come up. And if or when that happens, then stuff like the number of rim shots that they're allowing and the number of free throws that they're allowing are maybe going to stand out a little bit more. And we might have to have some conversations about the defensive process, because I just don't think I think there are some guys on the team that are equipped to play that style and some guys that aren't. And I think it has just led to them allowing a lot of dribble penetration, them getting scrambled and giving up offensive rebounds, them reaching in and committing fouls that they, don't necessarily need, like,
Yeah,
so
they hack people. It's true.
Yeah, they hack. And again, it is in service of like playing physical, hunting for turnovers, trying to make opposing offenses uncomfortable. That is very in vogue right now, playing that style of defense. And I just don't know if the Raptors personnel is entirely equipped to sustain that style, especially with how fast they're trying to play on offense and how much they're running. Like they're putting a lot of strain on themselves at both ends of the floor. And if we're thinking about, the season being a marathon and not a sprint, I might worry about them burning themselves out a little bit if they're trying to cover that much ground on defense while also, running off of 40% of their defensive rebounds. So, so I think that the half court offense, that's been amazing. A+, no notes. I feel strongly about the process at that end of the floor carrying through, even if maybe the shot making comes down a little bit and like the offense as a whole doesn't have quite this much success. Like I feel great about what they're doing at the offensive end. Process wise, on the defensive side, I have more questions, I would say.
Yeah, I would say the Raptors almost, it felt like when they started the season, maybe their eyes were too big. Like they were trying to like have everything in their favor. They were like, oh, we're going to chase offensive rebounds, and we're going to get back in transition, and we're going to pressure the ball, and we're going to protect the rim with the center with the bad back. Like it's just kind of not possible. And a lot of defense is kind of like picking and choosing what you're willing to live with. And it feels like since the start of the season, and there was that game against the Mavericks, like I couldn't believe it, but like they literally allowed 9 dunks in a quarter against the Mavs, who have basically been a terrible team overall. They also had the 2 games in a row, one against San Antonio and the other one against Houston, where they were doubled in rebounds. Like literally the Houston and San Antonio both doubled, actually more than doubled how many rebounds they won. And so it felt like after that 1-4 start, the Raptors scaled back a couple of things. They're like, okay, we're not going to be as aggressive on the offensive glass. Maybe the guy from the corner, usually Grady, will try to run in from the corner and maybe crash a little bit. But for the most part, everyone in the middle of the floor get back, right? So the transition defense has gotten a lot better. And then I feel like there is a bigger emphasis across the team in terms of defensive rebounding. A lot of that has come back with Jakob being healthy. They're playing smaller opponents. Like, obviously, you're going to struggle against the glass, against Wemby and against, like, the Houston Rockets, who are generational at getting offensive rebounds. But like there is a better effort to do some of that stuff. And I think also part of like how you play defense is a bit of a commentary on your offense. I mean, that's just the nature of playing a fluid game. But like, again, I think I compare it back to like when it was like Knicks final Raptors teams. It was like, hey, man, we know we're ass on offense. So we need to go all out on offensive rebounding and forcing turnovers because we can't play in the half court at all. And it's almost that's like a cynical way to play. You're like, we know we're terrible at this, so we're going to compensate by gambling versus like, the Darko, like it's more optimistic. They're like, well, I think we actually can make a good half-court offense this year. They're actually doing it for once. And as a result, they're like, well, we can scale back a little bit of the gambling because we know we can make it on the other end. And so, like, it's been encouraging. I agree with you. Like, I coming into this season, I was not expecting the Raptors to be better on offense than defense, but I don't know. Nobody expected 12-5, man. It's been really good. But, pivoting out of the offense and the defense on the bigger picture, now that they're 12-5, now that they're second in the conference, now that you've seen the Eastern Conference for what it is, which is a lot of mid and really not a lot of high-end stuff, Joe Wolfond, should the Raptors be going for it? Like, I can't believe I'm asking this question, but, like, should the Raptors be going for it this season?
I mean, aren't they going for it? Like they're a luxury tax paying team. Like they
okay. Okay.
Fair. What would going for it look like in your mind?
I mean, like making another move, whether that's like, we grab somebody at the deadline. I think yesterday on the post-game show, I compared like Detroit was like, oh, last year they were like, oh shit, we're pretty good. Like, and then they were like, okay, let's go address a weakness. And they grabbed like Dennis Schroeder at the deadline, which was a positive for them come playoff time. Yeah, I mean, like, should the Raptors kind of make a similar move? Where if you look at the weaknesses of the roster, clearly a backup center with some more size, especially now that if you're going to play Jakob only one half of back-to-backs, like, that could be an area where you sort of make a win-now trade, which coming into the season, I did not think under any circumstances the Raptors were going to make a win-now trade.
So, yeah, I mean, without thinking too much about specifics and what that would look like, I think that'll be on the table for sure. A marginal upgrade like that. It does feel to me like the sort of core, like the starting 5 feels sort of set, right? Like I don't know if any of those guys are getting moved out this season. And I mean, I think the problem is like it would be really hard to move any of those guys for an upgrade. So
right.
So that's where I get to thinking like what would that kind of move actually look like? And And yeah, maybe it is just sort of like an option for a actual center-sized backup center.
Right.
But I don't know, man. Like right now, I'm liking how all these pieces are fitting together, and I know it's not always going to look this rosy. Mm-hmm. And there might come a point where they feel like they have a chance to win a round, maybe two, and they decide to push some chips into the middle. I don't know. Do you have any like kind of idea? Like if you're subtracting from the roster, right, or if you're subtracting from the draft pick pool, like what's the type of move that you would like to see happen that you think would move the needle enough to be worthwhile just for this year?
So I think there's probably like two types of like marginal. Well, there's probably a marginal move, and then there's like a grand move, right? I think the big move will be kind of where the Knicks were the previous couple of years, where they were like, okay, we really need a 3-and-D guy. We turn RJ Barrett and IQ, I suppose, into OG Anunoby. Like if you were able to upgrade from RJ to OG in this situation, ironically, man,
Yeah.
RJ should fight OG at that point. Okay, he should actually punch him or something. Like he should start a fight. No, for real. But
Yo,
like that
getting
type of
dumped
trade.
twice for the
But see,
same player was
here's
so fun.
the thing. Like, okay, so if
That's
obviously
big
if you
scale.
had
That's yeah.
yeah, no, if you had the chance to trade RJ for OG, I think you'd do that in a heartbeat. Like obviously.
Yes,
And RJ's
okay,
been
so
awesome. Like I've sung his praises a ton this year. But that when I say it would be hard to move any of those guys for an upgrade, that's not going to be on the table. And if you ask me, would I like just reverse the trade and basically do RJ and IQ for OG? I actually don't think I would do that because I think IQ is super important for this Raptors team.
Sure.
So I don't think I would do that as a 2-for-1.
Right. So there's that style of like, can you upgrade somebody significant in the starting lineup? Even like, okay, the Raptors made the call to like the Celtics, like for Derek White. RJ was the piece going back in the other way. Derek White shooting like in the 30s, you know what I mean? So it's like maybe you call back and you're like, hey, like, maybe you'll try it again with like at our price rather than at your price. So there's that. I think that's relatively unlikely. I think what's more likely is, so you obviously have two objectives. If the Raptors could ideally get under the luxury tax, they probably would try to. And they have other avenues to do so, but they also have Ochai, who's kind of like, not even a trade chip. He's just like his filler salary, basically. And then maybe you stick together like Ochai, Mobo, and like a second round pick, and you slap that together for like a backup center with some size. Like you can grab like, I don't know, Daniel Gafford or Goga Bataza. You know what I mean? Like this is not exactly like that exciting.
Well, that's why. Yeah. So you're like, should the Raptors go for it? I'm like, if they trade Ochai and Mobo and a second round pick for Goga Bataze, like, is that what people? This is it, man. They're going for it.
I'd be fucking hyped. Are you kidding me?
I would be I like Goga Bataze a lot.
Great.
I'd be fully on board for that move. That's just not typically what I think people have in mind when they're like, the Raptors need to go for it.
Okay, fine.
But
No.
if that winds up being what it looks like, and that's the front office's idea of going for it, I'm on board. Like, let's go.
Maybe like go for it, but like in lowercase, not the uppercase that we see
Yeah.
here. Like,
It's in
go
the,
for
it's
it a
in the
little.
fine print, man. No, Wolfond's right though, because it's like the team basically prepaid for like a contender, and I guess it's like they're cashing in on it because they're good right now. But there's like, you're not gonna move anybody in the starting five, and like you start looking down the bench, like who is there really to trade?
Well,
Like,
there's not even
really-
tradable salaries if you're not going to move a starter, because all the big salary slots, like if you're going to get a good player, they make money.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to move a starter for that.
So going forward is just picking up a backup center off the street. Then
Going for it is not buying a house, but it's just like buying a lamp from IKEA, basically.
it's like, yo,
That's-
babe, we going for it. Just picking up a Christmas tree off the street, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's
No, but
funny too because like we
Yeah.
were talking about this last night, Wolfond. We are just like going through the schedule, and we're like, man, when's the next like measuring stick game for the Raptors? Like assuming RJ's back, they're healthy and stuff, and it's like there's just not a lot of measuring stick games when you look at the schedule. You know what I mean? I was like, the Raps could be in the conference finals like this year, and I still be like, yo, I don't even know if they're good. No, like, isn't that possible?
No, but there's not that many good teams in the NBA this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just kind of like really
Was it like
underwhelmed by a lot of
wasn't
the
that like the Celtics in 2024? It was like they made it to the
Yeah.
finals, and it's
Right.
like Finally, they can play a real team. And then they won the finals, and everyone was still kind of like, did they beat anybody?
Like, I think any team in the East is going to get, like, the way it looks right now, they'll get slaughtered in the finals. But it's like, I don't know. You can make the case for, like, 6 teams in the East to make the conference finals right now. Probably more. Mm-hmm. Like, it's insane. Yeah.
I think if Garland plays tonight, which he might not, like they're also on a back-to-back, so and he's just back from injury, so he might not. But if he does, then I would consider tonight a measuring stick game. Like the Raptors have not seen the Cavs whole yet this year. They're still not going to be whole. They'll have guys out. I don't know if Jared Allen's going to play, but if Mitchell and Garland both play, and the Raptors win this game, then I think that's super impressive, and maybe people can start getting reckless if they aren't already. Talking about Goga Bitadze and Daniel Gafford.
Yo, mortgage the house, man.
That's like renting. That's like renting a basement, man.
That's like renting a storage unit. Like, let's get a little more space. Let's clear out our winter gear. No, but you're right, though. The schedule kind of just sucks. Like, you look ahead, it's like Cleveland, Indiana, Charlotte, at New York. New York's not very good right now. They're kind of frustrating, and they're banged up, no OG. Portland, I mean, at home, like, it should be fun, but Portland's kind of like a fun team. Like, they're not that good yet. The Lakers, that at home, that would be a big one. The Raptors haven't beat the Lakers at home in a while. Charlotte, Boston, Milwaukee again. Like, the Raptors already played Milwaukee twice. Boston, Brooklyn, Miami, Washington, Golden State, Orlando. You know, Denver on New Year's Eve, that's like a real measuring stick game. Then the Raptors play back-to-back in Atlanta. How many times can the Raptors play the Atlanta Hawks? Like, there's not this much appetite for Raptors Hawks. But my point is just like, you know, I mean, like, I think the real measuring stick games will actually be when the Raptors make it to the NBA Cup and they have to win or go home. Those will be, regardless of the opponent, those will be the measuring stick games for me. Because I do want to see how the Raptors respond in crunch time. And honestly, that's the other thing that's impressive. Like, I thought Brooklyn, Charlotte, I know these are not great teams, but they played really well in their visits to Toronto, and it was really impressive to see how the Raptors adjusted and adapted to how the game was and executed down the stretch to win it. So, yeah, all right. Well, I guess that going for a question didn't really go anywhere. How about we go for a little break and we pivot to some lifestyle questions?
This segment is presented by Table Fare and Social. Get your pregame bites and after-work drinks at Table. It's at a great location right across the street from Scotiabank Arena and just steps away from Union Station and the Metrolinx bus terminal. Will, what are we having at Table Fare and Social?
Well, they got one of our favorites in the city, Alouette.
Ooh.
And you, of course, you know Alouette. Incredible food.
The wedge salad?
The wedge salad, exactly. Imagine you're about to watch a Raptors game, you're about to watch a Leafs game, you're about to catch a concert at Scotiabank, and beforehand, we get together, get a couple of drinks at Alouette, get that salad. We're ready for anything, man.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of options at Table Fare and Social. This is your go-to spot. Next time you're off to a game, check out Table Fare and Social, a downtown food hall right across from the arena for some great pregame bites and drinks. Hey, last time, Wolfond, as we, descended further into the podcast, I know one of our listeners in the chat compared you to Luigi Maggioni. So we just want to officially issue an apology.
I think strictly based on appearance, just to put that out there.
Oh,
I don't know.
You don't agree with his action? Oh no, you know what? Let's just leave that.
He is a handsome guy. There's no doubt, man. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's so is Wolfond, man. Come on.
Surprised Cash didn't get that one. Yeah, actually an upset that Wolfond got the comp.
True.
Anyway,
I think if you combine the Pound of Rock boys, you actually do get
Jerome, if there's time, please merge Wolfond and Cash's face. We would like to see it.
How is that supposed to happen, man? Come on,
dog. I don't know, man. You use like Photoshop.
I don't know. Every time I ask you for something, it appears in 5 minutes.
Yo, Karem, go do it, man. Intern Karem, go find out. Man.
One last piece of content from Raptors Nets. Wolfond, I know you're an avid podcast listener. You tapped into the Michael Porter Jr.'s content here.
I mean, I see like the 8-second clips come across my Twitter timeline, so I don't know like where they come from. Like, What was the tipping one? That was like on
Yeah,
Lonzo
so
Ball's
we're
podcast. Or
gonna
something?
get it. We're gonna get into this. But we were trying to build an All NBA first team of free thinkers last night. So we have Michael Porter Jr. Kyle
Kyrie
Kuzma,
at PG, obviously.
Kyle
Yeah,
Kuzma.
for sure.
Yeah, we had Kyrie, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, Jonathan Isaac as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
He
think
comes,
that's-
he comes off the bench though. He comes off the
Yeah,
bench. Come on,
I think that's what we got to. I don't know if we missed. Did we miss anybody, Wolfond? In
well,
terms of
MPJ's the star player for this.
yes,
team.
and MPJ. So we have like 6
Yeah.
guys. But like, did we miss
Yeah.
any elite free thinkers in the NBA?
Yeah, I would need a little more time to to think on that, but you definitely got the heavy hitters, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Kuzma is my favorite. Yeah, Kuzma's
What's-
actually my favorite.
I don't know what has Kuzma said. Maybe I've
just-
missed this.
No, I
point,
think I think for speaking for Alex, I think it's just how Kuzma looks. I think Alex.
No,
got
no,
me to a
no,
Bucks
no,
game
no, you
recently,
gotta go on
and he was
Kuzma's
like, "Why is he
no,
also Shaolin?" Like,
You got to go on Kuzma's like IG and stuff. Like he'll post like the most basic stuff of like, yo, the government can tax individuals, but what about these corporations? like that type of stuff. No, but like that ain't right. That ain't
that's
right. yeah. Like he's got that type of stuff going. Yeah.
got a point.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's like very basic, like ground level free thinking.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like,
also-
yeah, no shit. Corporations are scamming tax rules.
Yo, AJ Griffin.
Oh my god,
yeah,
AJ Griffin,
yeah.
all timer, man. This guy was like
Oh.
Beyonce's the devil.
God, that's a good one. Yeah. People in the chat are saying that Tyler Hero's a flat earther. Yeah.
Come
He
on.
did say that. Yeah, I think he did say that on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pod one time.
Damn.
Tyler Hero.
What do you draw? What do you draw the line of on free thinking? Because like a lot of people, and including NBA players, are like the moon landing was fake. Like, do you think that's a cause for putting them on the free thinker team?
I just have a problem with this whole line. Like, this isn't free thinking, man. Like, these are like the
Good.
flat Earth
cooked.
thing, like moon landing fake. Like, these conspiracy theories have been in the ether for decades, man.
Yeah,
like, these people
yeah.
aren't coming to them on their own. Like, they're not free thinkers. They're just getting their information from worse sources, and like that, you know, they're folding that into their worldview and their personality. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
they like to think of it as free thinking because it's not aligned with the mainstream. But like sometimes the mainstream is the mainstream for a fucking reason. Like,
Right. Yeah, like this is vaccines. Like the reason people aren't dying from polio as much anymore, is because of this. By the way, I'm looking into the Tyler Hero research. So,
Yeah.
the Miami swingman recently said on a live stream that he, quote, doesn't believe in history before the year 1950 and also several events thereafter. Quote, I don't even know what Wilt played like, what he looked like. He also
to be
said,
fair,
like,
we've said those same things on this pod.
no, okay, everyone doesn't believe the Wilt 100 points, whatever, but he's like, Tyler Hero said, quote, do you think history is a real thing? And then he said, nah, I don't necessarily believe in history. No, I'm dead ass. And then people asked him, like, do you believe things that happened 200 years ago? And he said, quote, hell no. They asked him about the moon landing. He said, no, I don't believe in that. I don't believe anything that happened before 1950, which, by the way, moon landing was obviously after 1950.
so that means he's
Yeah.
a Holocaust denier then too, if he doesn't believe anything that happened.
We could only assume. We could
Yeah.
only assume. Yeah, this is pretty tough. Yeah, I don't know, man. By the way, the toughest part was also he was on Aiden Ross's live stream.
I was just
which is
gonna
also-
say.
Who's that?
If you
know, he's
don't,
one
you
of
know,
these,
you know
like-
what?
you don't need to know, Wolfond.
stay
Don't worry,
cleansed,
don't
man.
worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
You know what? I'm gonna follow Kuzma on IG just so I can update you guys because he's got some gems, man. Like, yeah, he's what I call a beauty. Anyways, we're gonna play this 8-second clip now of Michael Porter Jr. Sharing his philosophy on tipping. So here's the video.
Wait, where's the video? I didn't get
Oh
a
God,
video.
it's linked in the show doc.
I will grab that video.
Yeah. But Wolfond, before we even play the video here, what's you go out to a restaurant, have a nice meal. What's your general approach to tipping?
Yeah, at a restaurant I tip 20%. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
standard. If you get exquisite,
Generous.
exquisite service, oh my God, meals over the top. Will you ever budge on that 20 and move it up a little?
I mean,
Or is 20
yeah,
just a set? Like 20 is 20. Like that's what I'm tipping. Yeah, I can't solve everyone's problems.
I mean, I think I think there is room for that above and beyond. Like, you know, I'm going to go over 20%. I don't know if I could tell you an instance in my like recent memory where that's happened, and it's not to say that you can't get excellent service at restaurants in the city. I just don't. I don't know that I've been blown away to the extent that I felt compelled to, you know, go to 25% or whatever. I will say I tip my hairdresser 25% because she's been cutting my hair for like 15 years and she's kind of just like a friend at this point.
Yeah.
I overtip my barber. Yeah.
You
so
have
like
to overtip your barber.
Yeah.
You have to.
I go there once every 2 months, so it's like, you know, feels like a whatever. That's one where I can go to 25. But yeah, and I think also at a lot of restaurants, like the wait staff share tips, right? Like, or maybe even like all the restaurant staff do. So it's like you're kind of just thinking about like everybody that works there in some cases. It's not just about like, you know, did I get decent service from my waiter tonight? But like if you're going out to a restaurant and you're paying for the restaurant experience, and there's a lot of people that go into that, and so you show your appreciation, I think, with and 20% I think is just basically standard at this point, right?
It's pretty standard. By the way, okay, so we have the clip here. Let's hear Michael Porter Jr., the Freethinkers' thoughts on tipping.
Culture out of control.
Depends who you ask.
If I'm at a restaurant and shit, I'll leave a little tip. If you spending $3K on a meal, you shouldn't have to tip $600. To me,
I could get like a $400 meal, nigga, and I'm only giving a 10 or a 20 on how you was on that night. Like that's how I'm
that's
for real.
insane.
Unless I really like, you know, I'm trying to flatter some shit, I'll leave a little hundo out there or something.
So you leave 20% every time?
Yeah. Standard.
that boy different.
Yo, that boy, dude. Yo,
No.
That's literally Wolfond right now. He's like 20. We're like, yo, that boy different. Okay, so Lonzo.
Who's the third guy on that pod?
That
Leangelo?
was Jello Ball. Leangelo Ball.
Jello.
Oh shit! I didn't recognize
Yeah,
him. All right.
Jello.
Yeah, well. You
yeah,
focus
so-
on the NBA. It's all good.
So Lonzo tips, you know, like a regular person. Leangelo tips like a person who was once caught trying to steal stuff in China. And
Committing
so
crimes in China is an insane
the
thing
Michael
to
Porter
do, man. I'm
Jr.
sorry.
one is interesting to me because like I can't say I've ever had a $3,000 meal, like a $3,000 bill, come to me. In that scenario, I guess for him as an athlete, I'm putting a certain standard on it. Like you can afford it, just tip like 100%, man. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yo, MPJ makes $32 million.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
like let's come on, man.
But from a civilian perspective, I guess if I was a regular
Well,
civilian,
post-tax, I mean.
yeah, I wouldn't be having a $3,000 meal. Yeah. I would be at a Jays game with Wolfond. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I mean, that's got to be mostly alcohol, right? If you're getting to 3K on a bill, or you're just treating a ton of people, but
Yeah, you're eating solid gold at that point. Like,
Yeah. But that blew me away a little bit because I mean, some NBA players are frugal, man. They're very frugal. So
This is,
and that I mean, I don't know if that conversation continues, but I'm guessing the line of
you
thought
don't want to hear
wasn't
more
like,
of it.
I don't believe in this tip culture because you should just pay waitstaff a living wage. You know, I don't know if that's
Yes. We totally
if
agree.
if only Susur Lee wasn't skimming tips from his restaurant staff, we could have an honest conversation about this.
oh my god. Yeah, no. So no, I think Lonzo comes out of that looking the best. I actually think LiAngelo comes out of that looking the worst.
He's like, I'll give you $10 on
Yeah.
$400. Like, what? Come on, man.
No, that's crazy, man. I thought these kids were raised by the same dad. All right.
Do you guys tip when you like pick up takeout?
This is very
Pick up-
controversial.
Pick
Very
up,
controversial.
no. Pick up, no, because I'm not sitting down and using their establishment.
But you are using their labor for them to pack it up and put it in a bag for you.
But I'm paying for the food. I thought that's embedded in the food costs.
What about the labor?
Labor and food go hand in hand to me. Yeah. Like, should I
Hold
tip
on, Wolfond, do you tip on pickup?
I'll do 10% on pickup. Yeah.
Okay.
This guy's so generous, man.
That's just to make yourself feel better. Yeah.
I mean, that's what all of this is for at the end of the day. Like,
I don't know. I think 10% to make you feel better. 20% plus is you're actually like wanting to do a good thing. Yeah.
By the way, I feel like tipping with a credit card like really sucks because I actually like the feeling of like leaving like money behind. I'm being like, no, keep the change. You're good. You know what? This was $28.50. Here you go. Here's
Once
$30,
again,
you
you're
know what I mean?
doing
Like,
this
that's
for
good.
yourself. Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
it feels
Well, I
nice to
also
tip
just-
with cash. It doesn't feel
Yeah,
nice
true.
to tap the credit card, like, and your number
yeah.
just magically goes
You're not
up.
really
Yeah.
getting
It
the
kinda
whole
sucks.
tipping experience.
No, but in that case, sometimes it's more about not feeling bad than feeling like when I get the prompt, like to turn it down and say no tip is very, very difficult, right? Like
It is.
I-
Yes. Because they look at
there's
you. They
a-
look at you in the eye, and you're like,
Yeah,
no.
suddenly everybody turns into a puppy.
yeah. Well,
You're like,
so,
I guess.
there's an Italian grocery that I go to kind of a lot that I love. Like they make great stuff, like great baked goods, and they have a hot bar that usually when I'm there, I get like 1 or 2 items from a hot bar. So again, it's like they're doing the work of like packing up the food. And so there's one guy who works there who, when he checks me out, like when he punches it in, he pushes the no tip button for me. So I don't have to make that choice, right? So but he's the only one who does it. So if anybody else checks me out, like the option is still there on the screen. And I feel like because this one person like automatically says no tip, like I feel like I have license not to, but I still find it very difficult to say no.
Yo, there's no better insight into a person's soul than how they think of how to tip, man.
No, this is why we're having this conversation
a
with like
perfect
everybody.
question.
No, like tipping is peeking into someone's soul, man. Like I think you find out so much just by asking this question. Because
No, but here's the thing: it's like situationally, there's some places you don't tip. Like someone brought up the point, like at a clothing store, like. You know what I mean? Like if you go to a nicer, I'm not even talking about like like random retail. I'm talking about like a nicer boutique clothing store. You're probably trying a couple things. Do whatever you want. Let's say you're trying on a suit. They bring you a couple different options, and then when you buy it, you're not tipping at the end, even though that person did a lot of work, man. Like more work than just packing the food.
yeah, I mean tipping is just very
I'm not tipping on top of my suit, though.
well.
You know what I mean?
But the thing is, like, I guess some of those people they make money on commission, right? Like off the sale. So it's
Okay.
like the fact that he's
All right.
helped you out and he's made a sale, like you've helped him. Like
That's the
earn a tip.
employer. That's good
Yes,
on
yes.
the employer.
No, but that's what I'm
end,
saying.
okay?
All of this should
This
be
is
passed
not my
down.
responsibility.
No,
as the
this should be
customer,
passed to
man.
the employer. Like, why are civilians propping up other civilians? Meanwhile, this economy's in the tank, like we talked about yesterday.
Meanwhile, you were at every Jays game for the playoffs.
So I never said the economy hurt me. What do you want me to do? Act poor?
Yeah.
No, but no. Tipping is a very like I don't know. I mean, we
But that
started.
is, it's also kind of like a very North American thing. Like you talk to people from
is.
other parts of the world, and like the tipping culture
Yeah.
here like has them totally mystified, right? Like
No, you
Yes.
go to China. You pay for their food, and you pay for your food. And you walk out. You want to give
Bro.
them a tip, you can.
Yo,
Sometimes
in
they'll chase
yeah.
after you, and be like, "Sir, you left too much money." Like
No, in Japan they get mad at you if you tip.
Yeah.
Like they will not take it. Like
in Europe, they're spitting in your food regardless of whether you tip. So there's like, "Hey, sir, there's a cigarette butts on my." Like that's part of the meal, man. That's part of
"Tip it
your
with your
coq au vin,
fries,
sir.
man." They're like, "Tip it in your espresso." Man. Shut up.
Oh no!
Anyways,
I
gonna
see some
pause you guys for a
regrettable
moment.
photos here.
We have so just learned very quickly the nature of how exactly face merging works online in terms of free services. It's not so much a face merge as it is like you swap one face
swap?
with another. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So here are my 2 base images that I use. Here's a nice photo of Joe right here. I believe it.
yeah.
And
that was
then
my
Adorable.
my score headshot.
it was your score headshot. And then here
for
we
sure.
have Joseph Cachero. I took this photo when we were together over at the
Look
NBA
at this-
Finals
look at
in
this guy.
Denver.
That's a bit of a sinister grin on Cash.
That's
This is his
Brad
signature look.
Parker's
What do you
arm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
This is his signature look. Yeah.
Anyway, so we
It's to
use
accentuate the jawline.
we use essentially for those who are listening right now. We're looking at Joe's score headshot. That is going to be our base image, and from the random website I found that I'm sure has now populated my computer with a ton of viruses and spam. we're gonna swap in right here Joe's face. So the final result, which I'm going to upload here, if I could find it. Oh, one sec. I'm gonna have to do some quick work here. 1 second.
Yo, Wolfond, if you need to like hang up on us again, like this you have more than enough.
I was gonna say this is great podcasting right here.
Yeah.
But I do think you should stick around to find out the final result here.
I think you should stick around.
I
for
got
the
nowhere
final
to be,
result.
so.
Okay.
No, everyone hire Wolfond, by the way, man. This man tipping 20%. Come on, guys. Let's
Yo, he
Come on,
will
man.
hire him and he will tip 20% of his salary back just to say thanks, man.
For now, while I'm still
And our
cashing
final
severance
result
checks.
here, which we're sharing.
Yo, what?
I don't know if this is a Luigi Mangione situation.
Yo, I don't know what that is, but I need it out of my face right now.
I don't know what it says, but I feel like Wolfond would be okay with this, but Cash would not.
No. I don't think either of them are okay with this. But this is a
this
distinctly
season of The Sopranos. Oh, yeah.
Having that on top of the All NBA Free Thinkers Chiron also is like chef's kiss.
perfect.
Yo,
They're
God.
saying this was Galileo.
No, this is clearly a citizen of the Holy Roman Empire. Like,
yo, they're saying you ain't Luigi anymore. They're saying you're Mario.
no. Okay. All right. So
We need Alex
my
and
God.
Will merge together. I mean,
I think that's only fair.
Okay,
You gotta use my head. Come on, man. You gotta
We're
use
gonna
my
use
head.
Will's
Come on.
head as the base. Okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
go back to work, guys.
Yeah,
You can continue with your conversation.
Yeah.
What's this other photo though?
Oh, this
Let's
was
not
just
show
like
that
a
one.
side by side. No. We're not gonna show that.
Yeah, we don't want Wolfond to drop off yet.
Yeah.
Lastly,
we?
lastly,
what's up?
Wolfond, are you over the Jays losing the World Series yet?
You want the long answer or the short answer?
Doesn't matter. Like, do you wake
Give me
up
that
and think
Wolfond
about
answer,
it? Do you
baby.
wake up and think about it like at least once a day?
Okay, so I gotta pull up this. So Barry Pacheski, who writes at The Ringer, or sorry, at Defector, wrote an article about this, and I need to pull up the paragraph because this rang true to me, and I think it will help explain.
Oh yeah, he called us
The-
losers and pathetic, and we'll never get over it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
more or less. So he
All
says. He says, this is like the bottom of his piece. He wrote, let's have a little heart-to-heart chat. You, the grieving and traumatized Jays fan. Me, a fan who was on the wrong side of what was probably the best and most dramatic World Series until this one. Maybe I can help. You're screwed. You will never get over this. You will never fully recover. The sharp pain may edge to a dull ache, but it will never go away. You'll go hours, then days, then weeks without thinking about how close you came, and then something will remind you, and it will hurt all over again. Who you were last week is not who you will be for the rest of your life. You are ruined. You are a ruined human being. Something that was whole and good in you is irrevocably broken now. And so, as far as I can tell, Barry is a Yankees fan, and the World Series that he was talking about was the 2001 series against the Diamondbacks, which, the Yankees had the lead going into the bottom of the ninth in Game 7.
Yeah.
Diamondbacks wound up walking them off against Mariano Rivera. But, that was going to be their fourth World Series in a row. So if he, a Yankees fan, is somehow still tormented by losing that World Series, then I don't think there's much hope for me of ever no matter how many World Series I watched the Blue Jays win in my lifetime.
No,
It doesn't
the
seem
next
like-
time the Jays win the World Series, this will be erased. Like,
I don't
this
think
will
it'll be.
gone.
I don't think it'll be a race, but I am very much this whole offseason clinging to we're gonna go and be the 2014 San Antonio Spurs.
Sure, yeah, no.
And a lot of people are trying to make
the.
a lot of people are trying to make like the 2015 Royals comp, which I reject, even if I have to go cross sport, because in 2014 when the Royals were in the World Series, even though they lost Game 7 by a run, they were never like that. They were never as close as the Jays were. Like they were playing from behind that whole series, and they never led in Game 7. The Spurs had like actually the sort of like gut ripping moment where they were seconds away from winning the championship and just wound up losing in unfathomable fashion. And also like the Spurs were like good and cool, and the Royals were frauds. So I'm all I'm all in on the 2026 Jays being the 2014 Spurs, but it has put me in this situation where like nothing less than a World Series title in 2026 will do. And that's like a crazy, crazy thing to be going into a season feeling in baseball, where I know in my heart, like, even if the Jays have a huge offseason and they're like the best team on paper in baseball next year, they still have like at most an 8% chance of winning the World Series. But
Hey,
that's kind of
that's more than the whatever percentage Daryl Morey goes into every season with. So I like it.
yeah. So like, and honestly, even if they do that, the Spurs, they not only got to come back the next year and win, they got to go back the next year and like beat Miami.
Beat the same
right?
team, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm like, not only do I need the Jays to win the World Series
your
next
demands
year,
are way too specific, man.
I don't need it to be over the Dodgers. Like, I'll take it
Yeah.
any way I can get it. But
Yeah.
it would be nice if they got to avenge that loss against.
This is a problem with this World Series loss. Is like, you can bring up any of these like crazy losses and you can point to one thing, right? Like Ray Allen 3, or like in the World Series or whatever. It's like, oh, what blow and save or whatever. The problem with this Jays one is like you have to go through like 11 different painful things.
yeah, we're
Like
up
there's
3-2.
not just one painful thing that happened, you know? Like
No,
Right.
I know.
11 things swung one way, and
Lodge
that's
ball.
why we lost. Yeah, lodge ball.
Yeah.
the
Again,
stupid double play.
Andy Pages, you know, hugging Enrique, whatever in the outfield.
I'll be
Yeah.
cursing
Hernandez.
Andy Pages on my deathbed, man.
Bro, I still can't believe they subbed him in for defense on that exact play, and then he makes that exact play. Like, that doesn't happen. It's not basketball. You can't just sub in a
Even
defender trying to guard
Hoffman,
the
who was
ball.
like due to give up a home run, of course gives up the home run to the ninth
Yeah.
hitter. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, man.
And
I
even
can't have to
after,
walk
like,
in a scenario.
even after they blew the save, it's like, you know, Vlad gets that 3-0 changeup from Snell, and he just missed it, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was thinking, like, after, because he gave up the bomb to Rojas, and then he retired Shohei and Will Smith.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? This is just setting up for it to be that much more
Yes.
dramatic. And,
Yes.
and Vlad gets up 3-0, and he gets a pitch to hit. Like, it was all right
Unbelievable.
there. And so I think this is another part of what I keep going over when I'm thinking about how I'm never going to get over this, because yes, watching them win a World Series in whatever form or fashion will go some way toward alleviating the pain.
For me, 100%
But-
alleviates.
I just can't get to 100% because to me, nothing will ever feel quite like it would have felt to watch that team win that World Series. Because the whole season was so unexpected. Like, we came into the year with, first of all, like, you know, Vlad's potential free agency looming over the start of the season, Bo's free agency looming over the season, feeling like our window with this core had closed, thinking that, you know, best case scenario, we sneak into the playoffs as a wild card team, and they go on this magical run, and then it just felt like it was such a seminal season, and one that I think, you know, I will be talking about and remembering for the rest of my life regardless. But to think about the way they won the division with like having to win the last 4 games of the season and then doing it, and then beating the Yankees in the way that they did, and beating the Mariners in the way that they did, and then playing that all-time classic World Series against like an all-time team in the Dodgers, having, you know, Bo Bichette on one leg come back for the World Series, and in Game 7, in like maybe what might still be his last game in a Blue Jays uniform, like hitting a 3-run bomb off of Shohei Ohtani. Like, it just, everything felt perfectly aligned for that team to win that World Series. And, you know, it's just not going to feel quite the same because our expectations have changed.
See, for
you
me, it's like, you know, when the Raps won the championship in 2019, that's when I could finally go back and just like watch dumb stuff like LeBronto and stuff. Because I'm like, whatever, they won the championship. Now it's kind of hilarious watching LeBronto.
It is. No, it's objectively funny to watch
Yeah,
LeBron
it's
taking
really
turnaround
funny
jumpers.
seeing a franchise get melted down like in the playoffs every year
No, it's
by one
It's even
guy.
funnier seeing Dwayne Casey holding that Coach of the Year
Yeah,
trophy.
yeah,
By the way, that's
so-
gonna be Masai Ujiri holding the Coach of the Year trophy for this year. By the way, of the Raptors.
But it's like for me, it's like when the Jays finally win the World Series, then I'm gonna be able to go back and look back on this season and be able to watch all the stuff, even knowing that it didn't end well. And I think you shouldn't put all your eggs in next year's basket. I like to think if they're gonna be like a big spender and stuff like that, then I would treat them with like a 5-year window or something, acknowledging that baseball's super random and stuff, and just like we got to be the Dodgers, get in the playoffs every year, and eventually we're gonna win a couple. Like that's just how it works. Yeah. So I don't want to pin everything on next year. I don't want to pin because like it's gonna hurt too much.
Yeah.
If you put everything on next year.
No, it's
See, this is the thing.
look,
Alex has been through a divorce, so like this is not. Like,
there we go.
This was one of the days I was hoping to not bring that up, but yeah.
Let's rip every wound.
You are the enlightened guy on this pod. So thanks for talking me through that. And look, it was a magical season any way you slice it, and I will remember it fondly.
I'll remember
forever.
seeing you at Gay 14, through every emotion, especially even during the last week of that season, the World Series, when you were both at the watch party for that 18-inning game.
Oh my god!
This guy's Uber was like, which wasn't your Uber like 30
Dude,
minutes
we ate hot dogs outside the stadium at 3 a.m.
Yo, the hot dog cart left before us. He closed up.
That guy was a hero for staying open until that game ended, though.
Yeah.
Hey, tip that guy 25%, man. Tip him 30.
Yeah.
I don't care, man. He deserves
Honestly,
it. Man.
those hot dog vendors got tipped nice during the World Series. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Joey, maybe to make you feel a little bit better, Jerome.
Returning back to the free thinkers of this world, we have both William Liu, presented here with an early headshot, and Alex Wong over here. I had to use a different server.
Oh no, I'm sorry, man.
Oh man.
Alex did not want this photo to see the light of day. I
It's
apologize.
okay. What's wrong with this
Alex,
photo?
again.
This photo's fine, man.
All right, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely asked
Oh,
for
no.
it to be updated with a photo at HK Bistro afterward. So this is a different service because I ran out of credits or whatever it needed for the other one. So this one's just insane. I think they tried to make it merge both ways. So he
Yo.
retaining the PSA.
Hey, Jerome, can you find my friend John Carlo on IG? That's literally John Carlo.
Yo,
how do I
somehow
spell
looks
John
like
Carlo?
neither
John
of us,
Carlo
man.
Tapia, Tapia. Yeah. Our friend
Okay.
from Montreal. No, we're going to pull up a third,
Okay,
which
one
is my
second.
friend John Carlo.
1 second, please, while you guys talk through this.
Why do we become Filipino? I don't understand.
This is crazy.
Why?
Yo, this
Joe,
is
any thoughts? Any thoughts on these two?
yeah.
Honestly, like this looks less like nightmare fuel to me than the me and Cash mashup looked like. Like
And he, I feel like we're on that late night. Yo, can we slap like we don't have to do it now, but slap like the 90210 Beverly Hills logo on it.
stop. I
guy
can't.
looks
I
like-
can't look at it.
Yo, this guy looks like he's going to Degrassi. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, this does look like someone we know, though.
No, it's John Carlo, our friend in Montreal. I hope Jerome can find it.
Yo.
Because what was I gonna say though? Yeah. Any other mashup requests? This is like a late night radio station right
No,
now.
we told Jerome we'd do 45 minutes today, man.
I'm tapped out on mashups for the day. I think I can't use any other sites.
Yeah,
But let me
well-
go get you John Carlo because I'm almost there.
fair
One
enough.
sec.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe in
yeah,
the
Jay's
meantime we let
Corner.
Wolf on.
Yeah, Jay's Corner is over. Wolfond, we hope to hear you on other podcasts soon, man. I think you'd be a great guest on the Low Post. Maybe
You
Maybe
would
a
be
little-
great on the Low Post, man.
maybe a little Mets Corner. Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're back. Hold on.
Okay,
So
we're
we're
back.
back here again, just reviewing
Yeah.
once again that these are our people here, and this is Alex's friend John Carlo.
Don't we look exactly
It's pretty
like him?
accurate.
No,
If you-
like
Wow.
what John Carlo usually looks like. This is like him, like at peak, like
No,
appearance.
this is pre and post Ozempic.
yeah,
Pre post OZ.
yeah.
Is he Filipino? Is he Filipino?
Yes, he is.
Giancarlo is Filipino from the.
I don't
like-
understand how you
yeah.
took two Chinese guys, put them together, and we produced a Filipino out of nowhere. Like, didn't make any sense to me, but all right.
Holy shit.
Yo, NBA
Yes,
guess the
this
mashup
is-
would
this is-
be a pretty good
Guess the
game.
mashup
Yeah.
wouldn't be bad.
Wolfond, man, you don't even know. We've been guessing foreheads for 3 weeks, man. Don't,
Oh, I'm
Oh, should we
aware.
test Wolf
I'm
on?
aware.
don't push.
Oh,
us.
he knows then. He knows. All right.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
He does know
I keep
foreheads.
tabs.
Yeah.
Sick.
I don't listen to 2-hour React pods, but I still keep tabs.
Hey man, everyone knows the React Pod gets really good when Alex comes on. We just go off the rails, man. There's only 20 minutes of Raptors Nets you really need. Jamal Shead was great in the fourth quarter. What else you want me to say?
All right, Wolfond, we've taken up enough of your time.
Yeah,
we appreciate you. Everybody follow Joe Wolfond on Twitter. Yep. Sure, there's gonna be more things coming this season. Make sure you read them at Raptors Republic. Wolfond, man, it's always fun to have you on. Can't wait to see you later this week, my brother.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. So before we go, this is actually honestly not terrible. I gotta say, it's not terrible. Like, cause
yeah, I mean, it's fine.
No, if you saw this guy on the street, you wouldn't like think twice of it. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I would
like
hope. I would hope if you saw people on the street, you wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, why does he look like?" Like I would just, like I don't think that's a pretty low bar.
I don't know how.
Sometimes I do. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay,
I'm not sure how people will
guy.
take it.
I'm pretty
But
judgmental.
Are you like? Could you see this face like walking up to you, Will, and be like, "Hey, man, big fan of the show."
Yeah, no, this guy loves the React Pod. No, this guy loves the React Pod and hates the banter pod. That's this guy right here.
I don't even know which elements are from who. Like,
I
the longer I look at it, it kind of looks more like Alex, to be honest, than me. But
no, it looks
it's
like
your
eyes.
eyes.
It looks like neither of us is the thing.
Oh,
like we've become a different person.
I think these are here. We can pull up the individual. Okay, so here's Will's face. So I'm assuming it's Will's
those are my
eyes
for sure. Yeah, it's definitely my eyes. Yeah.
And not your beard. I think they took away your head completely, like the head shape. Well, I guess they somehow merge head shape. So if you look at the left one, this is like such a terrible audio experience for anyone.
No, but if you guys are listening on audio, you just got to pull up the YouTube. I don't know what to say,
it's the 1 hour 11 mark, 11-minute mark.
You gotta go
just like
visual.
come into YouTube and watch what we're viewing over here. I think it's a merging of heads on the left because it's not as wide and square as Will. But it's like there's like a roundness like of like So I think
but I feel like the Wolfond Cash one like blended them perfectly. Like it's got
no. This really is.
No, it's just it really is
so good.
If anything, it actually like this makes Cash look more like Christopher Moltisanti.
Yes. This is moving him into that direction.
Like he's like
this is what Cash would look like if he full on just grew up only in Italy and not in like I firmly believe you look different where you grow up. Like that's my Tyler Hero of the day.
Right.
Someone's like, this is a guy your girl tells you to not worry about.
No, this is a handsome guy. This guy can do a lot of things in life, man. I'm just telling you that much, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's so good, man. All right, before we go, wanted to give a quick shout out to the Lululemon team. Had a chance to go to their unveiling event last week, representing Hello and Welcome, number one basketball podcast in the country. And they at their Yorkville location, they had athletes from the upcoming Olympics, Paralympics there. Just modeling the new collection. I'm sure you guys have seen like the Lululemon stuff from Team Canada. I remember last Olympics too, friend of the program, Phil Wizard, who's an ambassador for Lululemon, was decked out in Lulu, most of the time and stuff. And shouts to the Lululemon team, sent the crew a bunch of
Thank
hoodies,
you for that.
Here's the maroon one.
Okay.
Got a
nice
little graphic hit in the back as well,
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah,
okay.
And then a bunch of matching toques for you guys as well. So,
thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna be repping Lulu, man. Will, which Olympic athlete are you most looking forward to following at the upcoming Olympics?
It's Will Lulu.
Probably Summer McIntosh. Iconic athlete.
It's a Winter Olympics. Yeah.
Well, okay. Maybe she could do both. Maybe she could be like Clara Hughes, man. God damn it! Why can't she skate? Oh, man.
Got him.
It is the Winter Olympics.
I had no ads because I was like trying to think through Winter Olympics athletes. Yeah.
Winter Olympians. My goodness, man.
Yo.
Is there another
Lulu.
Asian from Unionville that's skating? Like, who knows?
Hey,
man?
Lulu, I'm the only one that's real, man. Good luck to Sidney Crosby going for the gold again.
This guy shouting at Sidney Crosby. Everybody knows Sidney Crosby, man.
So?
I thought it was going to be a deep cut.
At least I got the right
man.
season. Yeah.
Yo, who's doing luge for us, man? Who's our luge man?
Roz Ragbiliadi. Yeah.
No, Roz Ragbiliadi is this guy, man.
Will Luge.
Luge is crazy.
Yo, Luge Lemon.
I wish. Anyways, I won't say it.
No,
Okay.
the whole collection is fire. Everyone knows. Canada's always got great gear.
Yeah,
It
no,
really
go hit
does.
up
Yeah.
the Lululemon stores, or of course you can check it out online too. No, the hoodies are great. I tried on all three yesterday, like I told you guys.
Yep.
just
Thanks
to
for
make
taking
sure.
that shower before.
Yeah, just to make sure they were sized properly for all three of us.
This guy tried on all the clothes and told us he showered before, which is very considerate, actually.
It is very
all joking
considerate.
No,
aside.
I'm
not
not
even
gonna
mad at
try
it.
it
Yeah.
on like with sweaty clothes.
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
now I'm just
Yeah.
thinking about you like skinny dipping into these clothes, which is
no,
still
but,
like
but I
somehow
had an
more dirty
undershirt.
than.
I had an undershirt
Yeah.
on,
Right.
undershirt, and then
Right.
tried it on. So no,
These look
No, I'm
fantastic,
super
man.
excited.
Especially that red. It's perfect.
So I'm rocking the black, and Will's rocking. You're the maroon guy.
yeah, I'm maroon. I'm maroon
Okay.
5.
There you
and-
go.
Sick.
Call Maroon 5.
Yeah, call maroon 5.
Oh,
Hey, there's
wow.
something there.
There's something in there.
Yeah, this will be another mashup, and then we'll,
What if
we'll,
IQ walks out next time to like this love?
Yeah, dude,
Yo.
that'd be so sick. Yeah.
Kinda
No, they
fire.
just play the
Maroon
whole.
5.
They just play like the whole "She Will Be Loved" or something.
Oh yeah. Yo, all time karaoke song, by the way. Never has not hit when you sing "She Will Be Loved."
Oh man, yeah, that song takes you places, you know. Yeah. So shouts to Lulu.
Thank you.
Some other merch stuff coming later this week.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. NBA Cup. We don't care that it's NBA Cup tonight because we're already in, but we want to
Right.
beat the Cavs. And
Well, it's not even NBA Cup for us. You know that, right? Like it's
Wait, when's
the next
our
game is
NBA
against
Cup
Indiana.
Oh, yeah,
Indiana
okay.
on Wednesday. Because for us, it's like we've already played the Cavs in the NBA Cup, so this is just another
that's
regular
right.
game.
Okay, my bad. Just beat the Cavs. You know, let's beat the Cavs.
Let's beat the Cavs. Let's beat the Cavs.
Is,
Let's do a slander pod.
Is
do a little
Assad on
slander.
call or what, man?
I'm telling him to be on call. Like we've already
Okay.
planned it out.
Let's
you should-
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have
Let's
to talk
test
to
out his
Assad about his
connection right now.
yeah.
No, what? You haven't been what time the pros and claws? He looks good on those, man.
Oh, someone's
pros
already
and
ready to be
cons.
on call.
Yay!
Assad's
Pros
there,
and
the
pros
chat.
and
ready at any
cons,
given
man.
moment.
50% off wings on Kennedy Road on Tuesday.
No, pros and claws definitely offering you BOGO wings for sure, man. Love you guys.
Shouts to Assad. All right, I think
Hey,
that's it.
can we show one more video before you go?
Yeah, what do you want?
Sure.
It's
the
it's the one from the locker room.
Okay.
I actually haven't seen this one.
You were there. You're literally in the video.
Wait, what did you? Oh,
Oh no, we're not showing that
I
video.
thought you meant Darko.
No,
video.
Will.
Oh, okay. We're not showing that video. Never
not
mind.
showing
All right,
that
guys. We had a great time. Big thanks
the one
to
of me
Joe
peeing?
Wolfond. Yo,
I was gonna show the P tape.
Jesus, Will. We already went over this. We're not
Hello,
showing that.
welcome. We out.
bye.
Click and stream.
Raptors are winning.